Hey, everybody, welcome to the First Customers Podcast. Today we're here with Barak Glanz. He's the co founder and COO of Cody.tech, an online platform that focuses on teaching code in a practice driven way. In the last 9 months, they've gone from 0 to over 500 paying customers. Barak, welcome to the show.
Hi, Paris. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. Let's get into it. How'd you get those first customers?
All right. So before I'll tell you about the story of the first customers, I'll tell you just a quick brief on our company, what we're doing, and how we
Okay.
started. Right. So the company is Cody Tech. We are having, as you mentioned, an online platform focused on teaching code in a practice-driven way. I founded the company a year and a half ago with two of my childhood friends, Nathaniel and Kevin. And the reason we did that is because of a personal struggle that we had back in the day when we started learning to code. Um, well, when I don't know if you try to learn how to code online, but it's
Yeah.
not easy. It's hard and it's quite boring. And there's a problem that people are trying to learn how to code, and sometimes they even start a course about data science or Python or anything. And after a month or two, best case, they fail to stick to their learning schedule because it's either too hard or too boring, or I don't know, they lose motivation.
Right.
It's very common. So we wanted to change that, and we built Cody. We took a lot of inspiration from Duolingo. I really love how they disrupted the language learning sector, and we wanted to do the same to the co-learning sector. So we started with something really small, an MVP. Just we made very small courses online. We had this platform where you don't need to download anything. You just go to the website and you start right away. You can. We have an integrated compiler. We have some basic challenges, and you learn on the go. And we did that a year and a half ago. As mentioned, we started working on the MVP, and we wanted to before we try to acquire customers, we wanted to make sure that the platform is working as expected. So what we
Sure.
did, it's just a very common thing to do. We asked from friends and family to be our first users to try out the platform, and after we got pretty positive feedback, we wanted to give the opportunity um, to a lot of users to try out the platform, but it's really hard to acquire users, even if they're not paying at all.
Right.
So we had an interesting strategy where we market the platform to Indian users. It's really cheap to run campaign focused on specifically India, and a lot of people over there want to learn how to code, right?
Sure.
It's a big
What
thing over
platform did
there.
you use?
Sorry,
What platform were you advertising on?
Google,
Okay.
Google search specifically,
Okay.
and it worked really well. We acquired thousands of users over a very short period of time, um, and it barely cost us anything. Um, so after we've had those first few thousand users, we we noticed what's working better on our platform and what's need to get changed. And we right after that, we tried to market it to American people, just because uh, we always knew that they will show more willingness to pay.
Mm.
By the way, we started with the platform fully free. Everything was completely free.
Okay.
We just wanted to make sure that it's giving value, that we're making some kind of an impact over there. Because if we're not giving value, there's no reason to continue with the company. And we've already had promising careers. I worked at Meta. My partner worked for Intel, and we quit our jobs as soon as we've had something serious building up. So the American users were pretty expensive to acquire, much more expensive than we first thought. So,
And is this still the free users?
yeah. Even
Okay.
for free, I think it was around $2 for a registered user. Yeah, and we wanted to have a mass users. We wanted to have a lot of them, so we can have so we can make statistics and get to data-driven decisions. But we didn't have enough money, so we participated in a startup accelerator program called Sigma Labs by Sarona Partners, and we've had mentors over there telling us we should try to be a B2B company, because we have a great platform. We managed to make an easy way to learn how to code, and this can help coding boot camps in the States deliver what they want to deliver. So we reached out to them, trying to sell them our product. And to keep things short, it was just a waste of time. It was a couple of months. We didn't sell anything. It was a week after week that we thought we made our first sale, but we didn't. So right after that, the B2B attempts, we realized that we have to start working on the original in the original vision to be a B2C company, and we took the very scary step of plugging in the billing system, and this was 9 months ago. But we also knew that it won't work to acquire the users through Google search because it was too expensive. We already ran this experiment, so we tried something new. We reached out to TikTok influencers, and believe it or not, this thing worked. It actually worked.
Really?
And yeah, so we paid someone $30 for a video where he mentioned Cody and what we're doing, and people started registering, and they made purchases right away. By the way, what we did there,
Wow.
we kept the platform completely free, but we put a limitation over the daily usage, meaning that if you only come for a half an hour per day, that's completely fine. But some users want to experience the code learning without limitation, and those are the ones who subscribe. And even the subscription price is already almost free. It's $10 per month. So a lot of people were using the platform, and a lot of them, about 5%, which is more than enough, actually subscribe. And it more than covered the cost of the TikTok video. I think it's 5x, maybe. I don't know, maybe even more. So we tried to double down on that. That's the story of the first customers, by the way. We acquired them through that silly TikTok video. And by the way, I'm not such a TikTok user myself. I never had it installed on my phone. But my partner said that maybe that's a funnel that we didn't try yet. So that's the short story of the. Sorry.
So that was the first paying customers was through the influencer TikTok videos?
Yeah. TikTok
How many of those did you do?
So from that video, I think it was like 20, 30 customers, something like that.
Wow. How many followers did they have? Like what size influencer were they? I mean, it couldn't have been too big for only $30 a video.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. I think that specific TikTok channel, the first that we worked with, they had, I think, 20,000 followers. But the video
Okay,
performed really
sounds about
well.
right.
It reached 200 or 300,000 views.
Wow.
It was above and beyond our expectations.
Yeah.
And yeah, this really kickstart our content.
So that one video, you saw traction after getting that video out there. People started paying. So did you ramp up more
Yeah.
TikTok videos and just more
Oh yeah.
influencers, or talk about how going that from that moment
Yeah. All
forward?
right. So important thing for the listeners maybe who are trying to learn, always dedicate some part of your marketing budget for experiment. Um, and we experimented quite a lot, even though the TikTok influencer thing worked pretty well. We tried a lot of things. We tried to market on Twitter, on Quora, Reddit, Facebook, a lot of things. Um, some things worked better and some didn't. The TikTok influencer funnel was always the best up until recently, and it worked so well that we increased the budget each month just by a bit. We always um, spend about the same as we earn. It's not like we have investors with suits telling us what to do. It's always all out of our pockets. So we started really slow, but we saw a very solid increase by 20% each month in terms of newly acquired customers. And funny thing is that ever since then, each month we are sure that it will be the last month with the 20% increase, but we still keep this same growth rate up until now. So things are starting to look really good right now. All of the
Okay.
numbers are starting to add up, and it's a very exciting feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you said until recently. So what platform is producing the best for you right now?
yeah. So we started experimenting with the Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we well, I think I've worked with around 100 TikTok influencers by now, so I have a lot of creatives. Uh,
Right.
yeah, they let me use their promotional videos and promote them on other platforms. So I
That's
took
good.
some of those videos and I spent just money on the Meta advertising platform or whatever they name it.
Because
And
TikTok lets you download anybody's video, right? Like if they create a
yeah,
video for you, you can download it, use that everywhere else.
yeah. We didn't think of that originally, but that's another good thing another good advantage of working with influencers early on. They also make you a lot of
Right.
creatives that you can use later. So
So you don't
we
have to
use,
have video production budget or anything like that. It's
yeah,
kind of included in the price you pay them. Yeah, that's smart.
exactly. Yeah, so we use those most successful vids from TikTok, and it's all started very recently, right? About a month ago, I started promoting those vids on Facebook, and we wanted to get a customer acquisition cost of around $100, just so we can have something to start with and optimize it on the way. By the way, important thing to mention is that our retention is about 86 months, the monthly retention. So
Wow.
yeah, so if every customer pays us $10 per month, that means that the lifetime value of a customer is I think $71. I think uh, we can check that later. We can calculate. So, anyways, yeah,
Wouldn't it
we
just be
wanted to have
860, like 10 times 86? wouldn't it be like the full amount they spent over that time period?
Yeah, so the full amount, if a retention of 86%, that means that on
Oh,
average a
okay. I
customer
got you.
stays 7 months, so it's about
I
$70
see what you're saying.
lifetime
Okay, I
value. Yeah,
misunderstood. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. So B2C SaaS company need to have its marketing machine work, right? The unit economics must add up. The LTV must be higher than the CAC. So our goal is to lower the customer acquisition cost of a scalable marketing campaign to be lower than $70. So we aimed to start with $70 with a $100 customer acquisition cost on the Facebook ads campaign. But we actually, when we've taken a look over the data after about a week of experiments, we noticed that the customer acquisition cost over there is actually closer to 60, meaning that even though we just started experimenting with the Facebook marketing, the the customer acquisition cost is already lower than the lifetime value, meaning that I can I can put $1,000 into the Facebook ads, and from that campaign, I will get back a hundred and $1,300, right? A little bit more. So potentially, I think that if you put $1 million into such a campaign, you will get back 1,300,000 theoretically, right?
Right.
So that's what we're working on right now.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you worked at Meta, which is Facebook's parent company, and
yeah,
yet you
right.
chose to go with TikTok first. Why not start with Facebook?
We actually started with Facebook. It didn't
Okay.
work well at all. I
Really?
don't like their marketing platform, to be honest. It's not where
Wow.
I worked when I worked for Meta. I helped
Gotcha.
them build some financial product, not something interesting at all. Um, but yeah, we started experimenting with the Facebook ads back in the day, a year ago. But the user acquisition was so pricey.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe something changed. I don't know. We improved the product quite a lot in the last year, so
Okay.
maybe our product is just better. So
Better conversion rates.
yeah, it's more convincing. It gives people a lot of value. We integrated an AI assistant to the platform.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something interesting. We are the only company in the sector with that capability. Um, so whenever you struggle to understand what went wrong with a solution attempt to a coding challenge, you can just click on the Ask AI button and it tells you what you did wrong. Um, yeah, it's
That's
powered
awesome.
by an NLP model, cutting edge technology, really cool stuff that the team worked on,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's working really well. Improved the retention by a lot. And oh, another thing that we had, um, and I think that it also improved the retention. We noticed that Duolingo, one of the uh, things that they are doing really good is the personalization that they have. Um, each Duolingo user, they have um, they have challenges that's given to them in a very personalized way. The challenges fit your level and abilities, and it's harder to do such a thing for code learning. But what we did is that we have all of the data on our users, what they past code executions that they have, and all of the topics that they were interested in, and we made a model that generates challenges based on the knowledge of the user and what they struggle with and what they are interested in learning.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
another thing that improved the retention by a lot, and another thing that we are the only company with, with that feature.
Okay. So it's kind of
Yeah.
reactive based on the user's behavior. That's
Oh
really
yeah.
cool.
Uh-huh.
All right. So videos um, have been what we talked about so far as your main tactic, video ads. What did you put in that actual first video? Do you remember what that actual video was?
Good question. I think it was something a bit silly. Um, I find it best that if you make the video well on TikTok especially, you need to have the video feel authentic to the viewer. It needs to be very similar to just another video by the creator. So uh, it was just another video by the creator of by the TikTok influencer. Um, he made a video where he finds out about a new platform focused on teaching code in a practice-driven way, and he just showed the platform. He experiment with it. He shows it around, and
Okay. So the influencer was the
yeah,
one just showing people through the platform.
yeah, and we tried a lot of methods. Um we tried ads um, with a more specific agenda. For example, to make it appear as if it was a game. We tried to make it with a strict call to action, and we measured what works best. And in the end, it doesn't matter that much. That's why it's so important to measure every step you're taking uh, during the path to a working marketing machine. Um,
Yeah.
so we found out that it doesn't really matter what's on the video. What matters is that it will show the platform, the product, and it will feel authentic to the viewer, so that they won't exit the video in the middle. Yeah, that's what works best for us, and it only makes sense that it will work for everybody.
Okay. And is that what most of your ads are? It's kind of just showing the product, a
Yeah,
person
I think
going through the
so.
app.
Yeah, the
Okay.
most of them is just showing the product. Um, we've had uh, we've had a few videos that worked pretty well by people who are not necessarily um, computer scientists or anything, but rather personal development coaches, and they are not showing the actual product on screen, but they talk about it. They talk about how beneficial it is to learn how to program, and how hard it is to stick to your learning schedule. And then they introduce the audience to our platform, and that's another authentic way uh, to sell the product. Just talking
Okay.
about how um, the value that it brings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried any other mediums like blog content or any other types of content marketing?
Right now, we're trying a new thing. I'm being interviewed to podcasts, so that's another new thing.
Yeah.
Um, we didn't try blogs or anything like that, but maybe it will be the next thing.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we're also working on a mobile app. Um,
Okay.
it's harder to program on your phone. I mean, you need an actual keyboard
Right.
to have the full experience, but we
Yep.
came up with some creative solution for that. So the reason, by the way, that we are working on a mobile app is because it's often cheaper to acquire mobile users than it is to acquire desktop users. So we want to bring cheap users to the mobile app and then
Okay.
send them from the mobile app to the desktop version, the full experience. Yeah, that's just another
Is
idea
that
that we're having. The next
okay?
experiment.
Is it now? You said it's cheaper. Is that because there's less competition advertising on the mobile app stores? So it's cheaper ad costs, or why is that cheaper user acquisition?
That's a good question. I'm not completely sure what's the reason behind it. Um,
Okay.
I think it's a combination of both more users on mobile, and also less competition on specifically our sector. Uh,
Okay.
the keywords and all of that we are competing on. Um,
Hmm.
there's more competition for desktop users. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And are you
Yeah.
getting that from tools like SEMrush or uh, just Google advertising, or where are you seeing that?
You mean the cheaper price for users?
Yeah. How are you gathering that information that it's actually cheaper on mobile?
Yeah, we did a couple of researches back in the day.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact platforms. It was a couple of them, but there was a significant difference in the
Okay.
price.
So maybe
Yeah,
like an A/B test where you're sending traffic to different places and just checking the
yeah.
cost
We
after
will
the
need
fact.
to conduct a couple of experiments to make sure that our theory is correct. There's a big
Yeah.
chance that we will develop the mobile app, and in the end, we will figure out that it's actually more expensive to acquire customers this way. But as mentioned before,
Yeah.
always dedicate a part of your marketing budget for experiments. It's
That's
always
right.
important. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, I've never advertised on a mobile platform
me
like the
too.
app, one of the
But my
app stores.
partner used to have
Curious.
a lot of mobile apps developed by him. Uh,
Okay.
he did that for a couple of years. Now he just lives based on the revenue from his silly mobile games and stuff that he developed
That's
back in the
awesome.
day. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah. All right. So you guys found success by experimenting, and the TikTok ads worked out well. Was that the best performing ad, that first video that you did, or were there better performing ones that really caused a spike in users?
Um, yeah, so I think the first video it wasn't the most successful in terms of generated revenue, but it was definitely the most exciting one because the first customers are always they always bring the most excitement, right?
Right.
But we've had videos that generated 100 customers or even 200, 300 customers. Um,
Okay.
Maybe not
But they were
300 actually.
but they were all
Yeah,
that same format of an influencer walking through the platform.
yeah. Each influencer
Okay.
they have their own way of showing it to their audience. It's not always the product on screen. It's not always shown in the exact same way,
Okay.
but yeah, the video
So is
should.
it more the
Yeah,
influencer audience matching what your product does, do you think, that caused the spike for a given video?
yeah. I always tell the people I work with on the videos that they have full creative freedom.
Hmm.
My review on the video is very minimal. I just check that the video makes sense, that it's promotional enough, but it shouldn't be a straight up ad because
Okay.
it just wouldn't work. So I
Right. You want to
prefer
have a
a video with a lot of views and a very low conversion rate in terms of views divided by customers. I prefer that over a video with just 1,000 views and I don't know, 20 customers.
Yeah.
It's also harder to make statistics on low numbers. So that's another thing.
I think that's an interesting point, making sure that, or just that tactic of making sure that you have entertainment value built in, or the value of the content is there on its own, in spite of it being an ad or whatever, or that being a secondary part of what you're doing. That makes a lot of sense, given that there's so much competition for everybody's visual attention these days. So if you lean more towards prioritizing good content first, that makes sense that could be a more successful strategy.
Yeah, and the concentration span is getting shorter and shorter, right?
Right.
People lose their focus just like that. That's another thing that we are working on Cody. We make sure that our challenges, all of the lessons are bite-sized to match the short focus that people have nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's just the same with ads, I think.
Right. It's easy to just glance over most of the ads you see because they're all so similar or so obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. This is really interesting. I don't think anyone has done a pure TikTok based strategy yet. Of those we've talked to are mostly TikTok based, it sounds like. Have you switched over to experimenting with all the other short parts of the other video platforms like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels or Facebook Stories or whatever they're called?
We just recently started experimenting with the Instagram Reels. It's working really well, just the same as TikTok.
Yeah.
And
now, are you using the same influencers, or is it just per platform you're choosing different influencers, or are you just using the influencer videos from TikTok across platforms?
I would say that we use the same type of influencers. We look for the same typecast, but it's not necessarily the same people.
Gotcha. Do you have a platform you use to reach out to influencers, or is it all just manual contact?
Most of them share openly their email for business inquiries.
Okay.
For TikTok, they have the TikTok Creators Marketplace, but the good influencers are not there. You need to reach them outside of the marketplace.
So do you just search through TikTok and find people in your niche?
Yeah, my partner does that part. He finds out the potential people. He sends them over to me, and then I make the calls, and I continue from there. Yeah, I hate searching for them. I don't know. I'm just not good at it.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. And so you manage the whole relationship manually?
Yeah. It's not that hard. Most of them are very friendly, and it's not very time consuming.
So what kind of volume then? It must not be like a high number of videos per month, for example. How often do you launch a video?
It depends on the month. Right now, we put all of our focus on the Facebook advertising. So I think in August we've had maybe 1 or 2 videos on TikTok, but we've had months with 20, 30 videos. I don't know.
Wow, and that would be 20 or 30
where I've sorry?
So that would be 20 or 30 different influencers?
Yeah, I've had times where I've had a meeting every day with a new influencer. Yeah. It's not that bad.
What's the price range for the videos been?
So when we started, we were scared to spend a lot of money, so we only worked with smaller influencers. just to minimize the risks. I don't know if it was a smart move. Uh, there's a higher variance in terms of the number of views per video for the smaller influencers. The bigger channel, they have a more consistent performance for each video. So I think back in the day it was around $50 per video, and right now uh, I'm working with the channels that I pay them $3,000 per video. So the price range varies a lot. I've heard that if you want Mr. Beast to make a video for you, it can cost you like $500,000 for a
Mm.
single video.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy thing. And the craziest thing about it that it might actually uh, give you more money than it costs you, right? Because he's
Right.
so popular.
Yeah. Such a massive audience. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
crazy.
Okay. Really cool. You've inspired me to look more into hiring TikTok influencers.
Yeah,
Uh,
you should try it.
yeah. Do you recommend any books for people who are on the path? They're trying to get something going. Maybe they've got a little startup or they've got a little app they're working on. Do you recommend any books for people on this journey?
So I've stopped reading books about 4 years ago, I think.
Mm,
But I started listening to more and more podcasts. So for
okay.
those type of people, I will recommend to keep listening to the First Customers podcast. That's my
There you go.
recommendation.
There we
Um,
go.
yeah,
You heard it here.
with all honesty, I really think that listening to the people you want to be in their position, you just need to listen to what they are doing and try to mimic
Yeah.
that. That's exactly what we did with Cody. There's this Luis Vonan guy, the CEO of Duolingo. He's also the guy who made reCAPTCHA. Did you know that?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No. Huh.
So he did both CAPTCHA and also reCAPTCHA, which is another version of CAPTCHA
Okay.
or whatever. And then he made Duolingo, and this guy, he did a crazy thing. I think he disrupted the whole language learning sector. I mean, back in the day, 10 years ago, if you would ask me what's the market for learning a language as a hobby, I would say, I don't know, $100,000 per year. But right now with
Yeah.
Duolingo, it's closer to $100 million per year, or even more. I'm not sure about the numbers, but it's something
Yeah.
crazy like that. Yeah,
Yeah. Because now they, I think, have relationships with schools and, you know, people
yeah,
use it as part of the curriculum. It's really scaled up.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So
think
we're
that's good
trying to do
advice.
the same with code learning as a hobby. Maybe there's a market for that. Right now,
Yeah,
seems like there is. Only time
for
will
sure.
tell.
Yep. So Cody.tech is the website for Cody,
Yeah.
and you can use it online right now, and you guys are working on a mobile version. If they want to reach out to you, should people just go to Cody.tech and sign up, or hit you up on LinkedIn if they've got some other kind of partnership? You did mention pre-show you had a discount code for our listeners.
Oh yeah. So I've prepared a discount code, Paris20. So it gives you a
There we go.
20% discount on the almost free premium plan on Kodi. So instead of $10 per month, it will cost you only $8 per month. But with all honesty,
That's
you
awesome.
can just use the platform, learn how to code. You don't need to pay anything. It's completely free anyways. But if you want to experience it without limitations and use the Ask AI button freely, you can now pay $8 instead of $10 per month.
And we'll have the coupon code in the show notes on the website as well. Okay, cool. Well, Barak, thanks for being on the show, man. This was really good. Like I said, I'm gonna have to
thank
look
you
more
for having
into.
me. I love your show, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you
Great
so much for
stuff.
saying that. It's awesome to have somebody on the show who's listened to it before. So that's really cool. All right, everybody, go to Cody.tech and learn how to code. Level up, get some new skills. You can do it.
Yeah. Start today.
All right, we'll see everybody on the next episode. Later.